What's up, fam? It's your boy Harvey. I'm sitting here thinking about back in the day, right? When I had to man up, right? And I couldn't be a weak junkie no more, right? I couldn't be a weak junkie no more, right? I had to man up, right? I ain't had time to go away to recovery houses or nothing like that. I had to be responsible, right? I had to man up, right? And I already knew that I couldn't be a junkie, right? I already knew that, right? I knew that, right, deep down in my core, right? That I had to man up, right? And I had to be responsible in everything, right? I knew, right, that if it was 50 or 60 dope fiends on my block, right, and dope pushers, right, and I had to leave in and out my house or whatever, right, I knew, right, that using wasn't an option, right? I already knew that, right? And I knew that I had to limit my associations with the folks, around my environment, right? I already knew that, right? That I had to limit my associations, I knew how to speak, keep it moving, because I did know, people and things like that. I knew how to speak, keep it moving, little light conversation if I need be, and keep it moving, I knew how to do that, right? And I already knew that I had to do that, right? I had to go against all the odds. I was going against the grain, right? But I knew, right, that I had to be a responsible man, right, about not being a junkie no more, right? No matter what environment I was in, right? I already knew that, right? I knew, right, that I couldn't be weak no more, right? I knew that I had to be strong about, the mission that I was on, right? You know what I mean? No matter what was happening, right, around me, right? I knew that I couldn't participate. I had to respond, in a way that was beneficial to me being clean and sober and not being, a junkie or whatever, and all the activities that come with, being a junkie, right? I had to separate myself, from certain behavior patterns, right? But yeah, I was sitting here thinking about that, right? You know what I mean? Because if you ain't ready, right? You're going to be victim. You're going to be victim, the circumstances, right? If you don't already have a game plan together, right? On, how you want to conduct yourself, right? That's what I see, right? That's what I see, right? If you ain't strong, right? If you ain't strong in your mind, right? About your mission, right? You ain't strong in your mind about your mission, right, that you up against, right, and what you trying to accomplish. If you're not ambitious, about, creating, a new personality, on how you gonna carry it, right, amongst, your peers, right, you gonna get caught up, right? You gonna get caught up, right, if you in the ghetto, right, and you got 50 or 60, people on the block living contrary to how you trying to live, right? And you got to go, in and out, what I mean, and do things, right? You might have to socialize, at certain events with them or whatever, right? But the whole thing in a nutshell is, right, you got to have your mind made up, right, that you winning, right? You ain't losing, right? You're not going back to, being a loser. You winning, in spite of what everybody else doing, you winning. You're not gonna be no junkie, right? That's what it basically boils down to. You gotta make your mind up, right? You ain't gonna be no junkie, and you ain't gonna be, whatever everybody else wants you to be. You gonna be what you set out to be. And that's how you gotta do. You gotta be the captain of your ship and navigate it. You know what I mean? That's how I see it, right? Yeah, man, but if you ain't ready, right, you ain't gonna be ready. So you gotta make up in your own mind that you ready, right? Now you gonna do things, right? And don't let others influence you. Don't let others influence you, right? Because if you do that right, you're going to be the same old person you've been being. So you got to be in charge of your life. That's what it boils down to. All right, fam, a little bit on when I was a weak junkie and I had to man up, right? And be a responsible man, you know what I mean, for my life, right? And not go back to, doing old things, right? I had to make a power move by changing my life, you know what I mean? And not being weak, about what was going on around me. All right, fam, that's it.